I seem to never have an idea of how long it's going to take to do prep work because I've probably been doing this for an hour and a half just to, uh, you know, do some wax and grease remover and get everything set up and hanged and hung and, ready to go for painting. So I got all this here, and then I wasn't ready for these. I feel like I could do a better job cleaning them up. So I'm going to wait on those. I have this stuff. I have that stuff. I still need to take the paint off of this stuff, clean it up. And then it's kind of interesting because half the stuff is going straight into a pearlized black, clear coat, the whole shebang. Other stuff doesn't have to be pearlized, but needs to be clear coated black. And then other stuff is like, well, we need to do a little fix here and smooth that out. So it's going to go into like, Bondo Edge cleanup, polyester primer or whatever. So it's really an organizational thing that I have to deal with. And for me, since I like to dot my I's, cross my T's, it's actually a little bit not overwhelming, but like it's easy for me to miss a step because there's just so much going on at once. It's not like I'm spraying 3 parts. I'm spraying like, I don't know, 20, all with different needs. These are all special needs parts that need to be catered a certain way. So I was really happy that I was able to get my high-end horn to work. The bottom one worked, the low tone, but the high tone I was able to revive with a little bit of muscle. So that was good. And so I'm pretty happy now. It's 85 in the garage with an air conditioner, which means it's probably 105, 110 outside. And not a big deal to like take them out of here, go out there, spray, come back, pop it on the thing. But I've been out sandblasting all morning on this thing, so I'm already a little bit spent. And then you got all your chemical windows. So what's kind of interesting is pretty much I'm going to spray an epoxy primer and all this stuff just to seal it all up. Does everything need epoxy primer? No, not everything does. However, I'm getting used to not only new guns, a new chemical company for paint, new paint company, and it's a vintage vehicle. We might as well seal these parts up. So we got special windows. So I just used a water-based wax and grease remover, which is actually, believe it or not, harsher than the solvent-based. And so not harsher like breathing wise or anything like that, but harsher like it cleans better. And so they want an hour window between the time that you wet these down to the time that you're ready to spray. So, and then my epoxy needs a 30-minute induction period. And then I could start spraying. Then they want a half an hour in between each one, which in this weather, more like 15 minutes, but we'll see about that. I don't mind waiting the half an hour. Then I do a second coat. Then they want a 4-hour wait. Then you start doing your color, your base, and I can let it sit overnight in the epoxy and then spray base tomorrow morning, which is probably a really good idea. Just because timing, it's getting hotter out. I already got the time in, you know what I mean? So, but then, if I miss this window, then it's a week of work and I only got a 7-day chemical window on the epoxy. So what that means is it'd be great to spray black by tomorrow. And once I spray black, I need to be spraying clear, which I think is, they want a 4-hour window on that, which I'm used to spraying clear like right afterwards, like 30 minutes later. So like I'm trying all these, I have all new paint companies and all new chemical windows and all new procedures, all new guns. It's pretty much everything. So I'm a little freaked out, but we'll get there. But basically my point is there's so much nuance to how to adhere to what their chemical window is to make sure this stuff stays on there. And if I miss that window and it becomes Monday, well, I got to go back to work. And, my nights and stuff, I have like, physical therapy and stuff like that. So it's not like I could be like, oh, well, Monday night I'll hit it. It's like, no, I got a therapy session. So, I'm just like, I should stop talking now and just get to work is what I'm saying. Well, that was a freaking nightmare. So, as you can see, I'm closing the door every time I walk in and out to not get any overspray on my car because it's in the garage. And as I did that, because I only have two hands, the cup got stuck between the door, unscrewed itself, and then just dumped everywhere. Got it all over the air conditioner. And then I'm sitting there like the part is just drenched with paint. The wind blew that over. My right glove is just saturated with paint, so I can't grab anything. And I'm just sitting there like, and it's probably not on camera because the camera's off to the side. And I'm just sitting there like, are you freaking kidding me? And I don't know the cup system well enough to like, let me see if I could resurrect this. Well, sure enough, I didn't. I just poured everywhere. So I made up another batch, so I have to wait 30 minutes on that. Tighten that cap as tight as possible. However, I don't think that was the issue. It was the door. I kept hitting the door, and the door just kept until it finally gave. So this was just drenched, like someone just poured a hose on it. So I had to clean that all off. Then I had to do another wax and grease remover. Oh man. This is just, and it's like 105 out. So, and this is why you do stuff on a weekend, because my whole situation just grew by an hour or two because of this. So, in general, it's going okay. It was spraying a little weird at first, and I think I was spraying it a little too dry, so I gave it a little bit more. I'll kind of show you. It's kind of like Sahara Desert right there. So, and it did it for a few parts, and then as you can see, this one started laying it on pretty thick, and it's doing okay. So I think by the second coat we'll be looking all right. Again, these are all auxiliary parts, if you will, that this one isn't. That one's a money shot, and that's a money shot. These are money shots. So as you can see, I've purposely done those last so I can figure out what I'm doing and figure it out for the second thing. The other thing is this piece of tape's a little too thick. It's getting in the way of getting in there. So I got to see if I can fix that. And otherwise, it's okay. I'm glad I can laugh about it. There's nothing really else to do. Welcome to the simulation, is what I say. Welcome to the simulation. So, what did I learn from that? I don't know. Except that I need more hands. That's what I learned. So, in any case, we will get back to it. Well, that was pretty much a shit show. I lost one cup because of the door. It unscrewed and everything went all over. Then I had it sitting over here and I just went to adjust the hose a little bit and boom, slammed to the ground. Luckily it didn't like spray all over the freaking car. So instead of getting 2 coats on this, I got 1 coat because the cup actually cracked in half. I couldn't like reuse it. Start pouring out everywhere. So far even though these are issues that could happen anyways, if I ran into the door, my metal cup wouldn't do anything. If my metal cup was over here, it wouldn't be flimsy plastic that would just dislodge and fall out. So far I'm not thrilled with it. And at the end of the day, that's not cleaner. I still have to clean it just like a regular cup. So I don't get it. But anyways. However, the paint job I did actually came out pretty nice. Now, originally when I started spraying, I started having almost like a Sahara Desert look. It wasn't fish-eyeing, but it was like Sahara Desert. And then I just started loading some more product, adjusting a little bit more fluid out, and it just started covering. So the one piece that got jacked up by the cup just pouring all over it has some fisheye issues, and we're gonna sand that down and get that figured out, because that is actually on the nice side of the gas tank. I know it's a gas tank, but I wanted my straps to look pimped out. So, and this has a little ding in it that I was going to put some body filler in it, and I'm like, you know what? Just spray the thing and call it a day. So it's too hot. It's just way too hot, and I keep, I thought I was going to be done at 2 o'clock today. It's 4:30, and I'm just kind of finishing up. So because of these freaking cup issues and stuff, and it's just a lot of product, and I'm going in and out of the door, and that's actually not doing. It's putting a lot of stress on the bottom of the gun because I'm dragging the hose, and it has that little doodad thing, which is to stop on the reel. And, that's hitting the concrete and hitting the doorstep and, going back and forth. And I can't tell you how much labor that is with having things in your hand and trying not to hit the product while you're grabbing the door. And it's just slowing me down. So I think when I go to spray tomorrow, we lose this, put it a block away, leave the door open, and I could just come and go. And then somehow figure out how to put this outside so I could set the gun down, come in, get a part, go back out, grab the gun, and go. Dragging the gun in, dragging the gun out just totally sucks big time. So we'll figure it out. Don't know how, but we'll figure it out. I could probably put this on there, just clamp it down. So, but if I have a cup on it, if it falls over, I'm screwed. So, yep, it's coming. Well, pain in the ass though. I wish I had a workshop and then a 5-car garage. So this could be in the 5-car garage with the daily driver, and this stuff could be in the workshop where I have a paint booth where I just turn the fan on and everything blows and I stay inside and do what I need to do. So I'm not there yet, but maybe someday soon, maybe. I've been planning for a while on this stuff, but just not happening. So there you go. All right, so it's the next morning. Got all our parts here. The one part that was like this, that all the paint poured onto when the cup failed. After removing all of paint with lacquer thinner and all that stuff, and then cleaning it up and doing the wax and grease remover, I still had some issues where it just kind of fish-eyed out. And so what I did is I sanded all this down, and we're gonna try some of our filler to kind of fill that in. Also, I'm gonna try to make these look a little better and get rid of these dents, because these are gonna be seen when you open up the van. And over here I got a little bit of a dent that I'm gonna fill in. And so this is kind of my trial, and I'm just messing around with stuff and seeing how this works. And so it's 6 o'clock. It's probably about 70 degrees out, and so we're gonna mess around with this and see how this works. So this is gonna cause a 2-hour window of drying, so before I could even sand it. And so we're gonna do that, and then hopefully by, we'll say 8:30, we'll be spraying some color. I'm gonna put, since it's black and it's not translucent, I'm gonna put the color right over and see if that's an issue, since these are such small little areas. So we'll see. I'll verify, read a little bit more, but we'll double check. So I do need to encapsulate this in epoxy just on these two pieces. That one. As I was working on these pieces, I kind of realized that they're not going to be black, they're going to be orange. And so I might spray them anyways. Seal them up, see how good they look, call them a day. So, but won't spray the black on them. So I need to mix up just literally a few, I don't want to say tablespoons, but really small. And so I'm not going to waste cups over that. So I figured, well, maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll put this on. Actually, I could use one of these little cups. And see if I have one of those you use for like a whey powder or whatever, one of those like little scoops, and then I can just measure out exactly what I need, because I need to pull it out of the gallon and I can't pour that. I'm gonna just grab a few ladles of paint, pop that in there. So after all this hard work, I've been looking at these and I'm like, well, it just looks like gloss black. Where's all my pearls? And even when I was spraying this stuff, I couldn't see the pearls at all. But when I come out here, the pearls jump out big time. It's like little specks of gold. And I can't tell if it's showing up on camera, but man, really, really just popping through in the sunlight. And I mean, this literally looks like it's dipped in honey. I mean, it's shocking how good this clear looks. And, you know, that's not even buffed or anything. So it's pretty surprising. And you'd say, well, you know, some of this stuff's going up under the dash. Obviously, this is behind the headlights, these parts. Got the gas filler tube. Like, why are you spending all this time and money? Well, I'm getting used to my guns. I'm getting used to the process. I'm getting used to, you know, everything that you need to do to prepare to try to spray your own vehicle. And so, of course, shooting stuff outside is very difficult compared to being in a booth. but you know, I gotta learn. I gotta learn while I'm in the trenches. So, but yeah, stuff has come out pretty good. You know, there's a few things like you can see. There's a little bit black missing on this, but that's the inside that faces the tank. The outside looks perfect. And so stuff like that, I was like, I don't care. I'd rather be like that than have drips, you know. But I think that's like the only one like that. Everything else is fully covered. I mean, you can see these are like perfect. So pretty impressive, and really happy with how everything's going. And just look at that. It's freaking crazy. I gotta see it. These you'll actually see. Oh yeah. A little sparkle there. Not a lot, but there's enough.